Hello everyone, myself Dr. N. Srinivas, Associate Professor in the Department of ECE, Marilakshman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management, Autonomous Institution. Today I am here to discuss a very important topic, that is how to derive a Fourier transform from Fourier series. So this is very important topic in Unit 2 of our course, Signals and Systems. So these are the syllabus of unit 2 and textbooks. So you can see here, okay, Fourier transforms. This is we are starting part 2 of unit 2. We have finished the first part of unit 2, deriving Fourier transform from Fourier series. This is very important. We know Fourier series, right? We have three types of Fourier series. One is trigonometric Fourier series, and exponential Fourier series, and compact exponential Fourier series, or compact trigonometric Fourier series. Now, out of these three, very important is exponential Fourier series. We take that. Then from that, how to derive this Fourier transform, and why should we go for transform? Already we have Fourier series, right? So that things will be discussed in this lecture. So we will discuss deriving Fourier transform from Fourier series. Lecture 10, deriving Fourier transform from Fourier series. Now, Fourier transform, what is the importance of this? See here, this is our topic. Fourier series is different, Fourier transform is different. Fourier series is limited for periodic signals. This concept can be applied for periodic signals only. In case if there is a aperiodic signal or non-periodic signal, now how to find Fourier series? No, you cannot apply Fourier series on a periodic signal. This Fourier series can be applied only for periodic signals. And what you have learned from the Fourier series? If you apply this Fourier series on periodic signals, okay, you will have a lot of properties. We can calculate power. If you know Fourier series of the periodic signal, you can draw magnitude spectrum of the given periodic signal. If you know Fourier series, you can draw phase plot and so on. You can analyze the signal response, right? But in case of aperiodic signals, how to find magnitude spectrum, how to find phase spectrum, okay? So what do we need? Fourier transform, not Fourier series. When time period is infinity, if you take for example exponential, okay, exponential signal maybe decaying or increasing exponential. If you take two types, we have decreasing and increasing exponential from minus infinity to plus infinity. Then what happens? What is the time period? What is the time period? Infinity. So infinity time period means you cannot apply Fourier series. That's why we are moving to Fourier transform. So this Fourier transform particularly specifically applied for aperiodic signals. Okay, now, right. Now, what is the definition of Fourier transform? So x of t is a signal. What type of signal, ma? A periodic signal. Now I can represent a Fourier transform in this formula, by this formula. X of omega is equal to, omega is the angular frequency, minus infinity to infinity x of t power minus j omega t into dt. X of f, if you write in terms of frequency, integral minus infinity to infinity x of t e power minus j 2 pi ft dt. If you know x of t, a periodic signal, you substitute here, you will get a Fourier transform, right? Fine. Now similarly, x of t can be recovered from its Fourier transform. Okay, now if you know Fourier transform of x of t, you can easily recover x of t, right, by using inverse Fourier transform. So x of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity x of omega e power j omega. This is the inverse Fourier transform. Okay, so x of t is here. Now x of omega is here. This is the inverse, because if you see in the previous formula, x of omega is equal to integral x of t. But here x of t is equal to x of omega. This is the inverse Fourier transform, means you can recover your x of t from its inverse Fourier transform. So in terms of frequency, you can write inverse Fourier transform like this. Now shorthand notations. X of t is equal to x of t. This is the shorthand notation. So two arrows, this side and this side, arrow x of omega. This is nothing but Fourier transform of x of t is equal to x of omega or x of f. Okay now. So x of omega or x of e is equal to f of x of t. This is a notation, shorthand notation. Fine. Now x of t is equal to Fourier inverse Fourier transform of x of omega or inverse Fourier transform of x of f. This is the shorthand notations, right? So if you have x of t, you just pass through this Fourier transform, you will get x of f or x of omega. If you have x of omega or x of f, if you just pass through inverse Fourier transform block, you will get x of t. Right? Now the question is Fourier transform, how to get Fourier transform from Fourier series. Is it okay? This is our aim. How to get Fourier transform from Fourier series. Consider synthesis equation. So this is our synthesis equation of Fourier series. X of t is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into e power jk omega naught omega t. So this is our standard Fourier series equation, exponential Fourier series equation. Now multiply and divided by t. Yes. Now what is our aim? Our aim is to get Fourier transform. So t is multiplied and 1 by t. T is divided. Right. Now we know omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So t is equal to 2 pi by omega. Now substitute t value. So omega by t, 2 pi we have substituted here. I have not substituted. Leave it as it is. And here 1 by 2 pi and omega is I am writing here. And as t tends to infinity, omega becomes very, very, very small, because t into omega is there. Because omega is equal to 2 pi by t. If t is tends to infinity, then what happens? This omega is very, very, very small. Am I right? Hence, omega can be written as d omega. That is one step. Why we are writing omega can be written as d omega? Because of this reason. X of k is here, is the spectrum of the periodic signal, but it is not a non-periodic signal. It is a spectrum of periodic signal. T into x of k becomes continuous as t tends to infinity as shown. So t into x of k becomes continuous because x of k is the Fourier spectrum of period signal. When you multiply time, that is a particular spectrum you will get. So x of k is equal to 1 by t integral x of t e power minus jk omega t. Right? So this is our standard equation of x of k. Now I am multiplying t into x of k. Okay, so t get cancelled here. So only x of t e power minus jk omega t dt is there. Right? So t into x of t can be written as x of omega. Okay. And the summation becomes integration because k omega becomes a continuous function, and equation 1 becomes x of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity x of omega e power j omega t d omega. So and equation 2 becomes like this. This is a formula. Equation 4 represents a Fourier transform. This is Fourier transform. Equation 3 represents a inverse Fourier transform. Where is that? This is the 3 equation. This is the inverse Fourier transform. Okay, fine. Thank you all. Thank you for your listening. And if you have any doubt, you can contact me. This is my mail ID srinivas.nalagonda@mlratm.ac.in. Wish you all the best. Have a nice day.